So here's your blonde bombshell back again, and I won't lie, I'm a little depressed and down and out. Uh, it's just my age catching up with me, I guess. But anyway, we're on to question and answer number 11. We're going to get. I can't get my hair out of my face tonight. There we go. We're going to do number 11 and number 12 tonight. I want to thank everybody for their questions. I want to thank everybody for trying to keep my spirits up as much as possible. When you get to the point in life where you feel like you're aged 100 years, and that's where I have been since basically last year, um, it's a struggle. I won't lie. And every day seems to be more of a struggle. And sometimes when you get up, you have to wonder why you're here. But enough said. Let's start in on these questions, because the sooner we get the questions done, the sooner I get to a workout. And yeah, I'll be doing Snapchat, Instagram photos until the time of the 23rd when my tooth gets seen about. So, what is your anti-motto? That's a great question to start off on, right? Well, my anti-motto is, if it can and it will happen, and it's usually bad, it seems to happen to me. So that's my anti-motto. What trait do you envy in others? Um, you know, sometimes you get hurt so badly in life that it's hard for me to communicate how I feel. So rather than talk to the guy that I'm in the relationship with, I'll talk with my friends, and I don't think before I speak. And sometimes my heartfelt emotions, which is scare, run now, kind of acts up, and you know, it's not a good thing. So I'm my own worst enemy, but I have nobody else to blame but myself. When you read and in life, do you judge a book by its cover? When I was younger, I would say I judged a book by its cover with the men that I dated. Not so much with looks, but with the second one, which recently we became Facebook friends, and we haven't talked a whole lot other than a few things when my grandpa would need help, and he's been a nice, helpful guy to help out with that, and we're good friends with him helping my grandfather and everything, and he's friends with my mom. And there's really nothing bad I want to say about him. I mean, life moved on. It is what it is. But, with him, I would say the particular thing that was one of the, things in between, when you have a work atmosphere where they know the person that you're either seeing or talking to, or, even going anywhere with, and they have their own opinion and they voice it onto you, and then sometimes their opinions, kind of shade your own opinion. So therefore you kind of do become jaded by what everybody else is telling you, even if it's not true. Or they know the worst version possible and they just want to see him and you unhappy. It could be that too. Or, just a million things. But I would say when I was younger, I did base it on what other people thought about somebody or would say about somebody. But you know what? That you should never do in life. But when I read, yes, I do base it on the cover. If it has a cowboy on the cover and it looks good and he has that look in his eye that's like, you've got to read this book, then I will buy the book. But in life, I have learned it's the worst thing you can do. So you cheat yourself when you do that in life. But you know what? You can only preach so long, then it's like you're just preaching to hear yourself speak anymore. So if somebody wants to believe the worst in me and not give me the benefit of the doubt, or not sit down and talk to me like two mature adults, that's their issue. Do you believe in second chances? Yes. Would you give a third chance? Yes. Where is your cutoff on new chances? I would say each story is different. Each person is different that we run into. Each situation is different. The first experience that I had with Mike, Mr. 8.5 years, we had some bumpy roads along the way, but if you're in a relationship and you love each other, then love don't run. And we did well for the first 5 years, I would say, before we started encountering some bumpy roads. And, nothing is smooth sailing in this life. We're not promised a life that's a rose garden, so to speak. We have to get through the thorns to appreciate the beauty in a rose, don't we? And it's that much like in life. In each situation, and I know I keep saying this, it's different. I realize that number 2, we're good friends, and that's all we're ever going to be. Can't say it. Can't even talk about it. We'll skip over it, because apparently that just doesn't exist. Number 4, he is with his ex-wife. I wish her and him both well. That's where they need to be. So, that's where you go with that. Can you pinpoint the moment in your life where you were the happiest? No, because in life, we can't just say, right here, I was extremely happy. How do I get back to that? I think life is a never-ending process. We have our ups, we have our downs. Everybody does. But you learn from them. And that is called life. And if I was to say, when was my happiest? I'd be shortchanging myself throughout the journey of the rest of my life. Is there an activity that calms you? A place or a thing that makes you feel at ease? I love coloring books, of course, my adult coloring books. I love reading. I love hearing other people having, what I wish I had. And a place or thing that makes me feel at ease? I don't really have that. I mean, I try to be at ease. I don't like the uneasy feeling, but I would say working out when I'm on my bike and I'm just goofing off, taking pictures, trying to cheer myself up. That's what those pictures are. It's not me advertising my beauty, because I'm no beauty queen. I'm just trying to enjoy the last few days, really, that I have left before my health is gone. So that's the way I look at it. The worst pain you have ever been in is when? I have had the glory of having shoulder surgery on the right shoulder and losing 20%. I have had the glory of having my ovaries worked on, having a wedge done on the right side, having 16 cysts removed from each ovary. You do the math. And not only that, I have had the glory of tonsils, adenoids out, wisdom teeth out, not able to talk, a mole on my thigh. I had to sit through and watch them do that and watch him sew it up. So yeah, life's not a bowl of cherries, but it's not promised to be. I know you say love gave up on you. For argument's sake, let's just say that Mr. Right is watching this video. Look into the camera and tell him how he can win your love. Well, I'm not Shania Twain. I would say honesty, forthrightness, and most of all, people are going to talk. They're going to say good things, they're going to say bad things, but it's up to you to be a man and not believe the BS that you hear. And I would say that in order to win me, it's going to take more than just a gift. It's going to tell me for you to go to hell 3 or 4 times, and you're going to have to keep going back and going, okay, when are we leaving? We, not I, not you, we. And it takes a man to be a man and not a mouse to be a louse. So that's what I would say. Is your home for you a place or a feeling? Describe that place or feeling. Home for me is like, you can't describe it really. It's a feeling of the people in it. It's a feeling of knowing you can relax there. It's a feeling of, kick off your shoes and throw them on the floor and dance to the kitchen till the morning light. But it's a Illinois Saturday night. Anyway, it's one of those, you put faith, hope that, the future is going to be better than the past, and you hope and that with the faith that you have, that the love in the house, is just what it was intended from the Bible. And from that, you grow. Have you ever had a reoccurring dream or nightmare? Yes. If many of you have watched my channel, usually around Halloween, I've had a reoccurring nightmare, dream, whatever you want to call it. But I didn't have anything lately to speak of. I had one that was far-fetched a few weeks ago, but I don't see that coming true. So, no, nothing I want to share. If you could have the option of eradicating pain from your life, would you do so, or would you choose to do so? Why or why not? Be like, okay, is it physical pain? Yes. I would say yes. Let's get that out right of my life right now. Mental pain? No, because I believe that we all go through life. We all have a story to tell. I'm just blessed enough to be a gab mouth to come on here and open myself up and be like, this is me. This is what I'm going through. And thank God for your listening, and see if you can relate with me. I hope I can help you with your relationship problems better than I can help myself, and go from there. If you could be given the date of your death, would you want to know it? I would say, in a way, yes, because that way I would know, am I ever going to get what I want out of life? And in a way, no, because, I'd have to miss the dance, as Garth Brooks would put it. Do you think men are more rational and women are more emotional? I would say when it comes to love that men, I know this is going to sound awful, but I question their emotional side, because every man that I've known on the relationship front ran from love. And rational, are they more rational than us women? Only if they disconnect from their emotions are they rational. Yeah, but I do have some women folk that can disconnect from their emotion just fine and just be the rational part of it and not date just one guy because they can date many. And you know what? More power to you, but that's not me either. If you had to pick one, what is the most important value that you would teach your children to be? I hope that I'm blessed. Honesty, kindness, or courage. And I have to pick one out of that? I would say honesty. Because honesty is the best policy, and courage will come in time, whether I was to teach that to them or not. And kindness, I would hope, would be in their heart of hearts. But my kids will probably have a very tough road because they're going to be adopted. So I would hope that others would be kind to them in turn. Name one really surprising thing that set your heart pumping and gave you an adrenaline rush. Lately, you want to go there? The only thing that has set my heart pumping and give me an adrenaline rush would be the Thursday after the tooth thing, and I'm sitting over there in the dentist's office, my high blood pressure monitor here on my wrist, it went sky high because I was scared what he was telling me. I was scared what was going to come down the pipe. I was scared, I've been scared of a lot of things, but when it comes to that, It's something that I never thought was going to happen so soon. And to me, this is soon. When you are unable to sleep, what do you do with your time? Well, I made a Facebook post the other night. That's probably what I do. I think too much. I love to examine everything, so I love to look at my own medical history without going to the doctor and go, okay, here's what it's going to be like going forward. So sometimes, like I said, I'm my own worst enemy, not only in relationships, but in life in general. So there you go. Please share your biggest love regret that you made and you wish you could turn back the clock. I can't. So there. What is the most romantic and loving thing you ever done for a man you loved? Some would say it's crazy. Some would say that I went too far. When Mike and I broke up, I couldn't handle it very well. Hence me having the YouTube channel. And what did I do? I started the YouTube channel, came on here, and I thought, you know what, if I speak how I feel from my heart, if I tell him, because, he lives in Bostic, North Carolina. I live here in Mattoon, Illinois. So how am I going to get him to listen to what I have to say? Because all he could think about was this best friend's wife that he had to have. Okay, well, stupid, dumb, blonde me gets on here. And I, immediately talk from my heart thinking that's going to make a difference. I'm sure a lot of people got a laugh out of it. I'm sure, people found pleasure in my pain. But I'm not embarrassed about it because I meant every word I said. And I was honest and I was truthful. And I really thought that if I did that, he would come and run in here to Illinois. We were going to get married. And you know what? I got one virtual divorce this week. And I plan on finishing it up next paycheck. And instead of taking $9.99, it's taking every bit of $20. But rather than have anyone be able to hold it over my head in the future, in the present, I'm going to get out of the virtual marriage. So there ain't no, well, she's virtual marriage. No. What is your day-to-day mantra? Anymore, my day-to-day mantra is never give up. And, do the best you can. And help others when you can. And move forward. But don't quit. And that's my daily mantra. What quote resonates with you more than any other? What quote? I would have to say the same thing as the mantra. Never give up. Which is basically a John Cena thing. So, to me, that means, don't stop. Believe in yourself. When the chips are down, you know what? Just pick that chin up and try to move forward the best you can. And that's what I'm doing each and every day. So that's something to be proud of. Okay, we're going to move on to question and answer number 12 next. So you don't want to go nowhere.